Are you looking to create animated videos or presentation videos and you just don't have a lot of time, or you're just not too creative? Well, I'm guilty of that. Good thing there's Wideo and they have a bunch of templates that let you get started. So what I'm going to do on this video is I'm going to show you how to actually edit a video and how to get started right away. So follow me to my desktop right now. All right, this is the Wideo homepage, and if you guys want to grab a 50% off deal, the annual plan, that coupon code will be in the description, so go check it out. Now, like I mentioned before, I'm going to show you how to get started. So this is my main dashboard, and it's pretty basic overall on how we're going to get started. Let me show you. So first off, we have the plan that we're on. We can go ahead and view our public profile, which I'm going to show you, and you can view we have videos right here. If I go to any of these videos, I'm going to be able to view it in streaming mode. So I'll just name this something for now. And we have the video right here. We don't have to upload it anywhere else. We can just start and share a link and people are going to be able to view it. Now we have a few settings right here, like make reusable video. That means if someone views the video and they want to use that template, you allow them to reuse that video, and you can turn it off. And if you want to make it private, you just set this on. But if not, we get a shareable link, we share it, they start viewing it. You don't have to upload it anywhere else. And next we have folders. We have new folders if we like to create them. We have old videos and live videos. These are folders that I created. You can create your own just to get organized. You can separate them by brands or whatever you feel makes you more organized. And next we have templates that we have not stored in the folders. Okay. Now, if you want to get started, I would recommend jumping into templates. So this is where we're going to view templates that are available on Wideo. And it's pretty interesting because they're really good templates and it's easier to get started. That way you don't have to start from zero. And sometimes it's hard for us, me included. I'm not as creative and it's hard for me to get started from zero. So templates help me out a lot. Okay, so first off, we're reviewing some templates for New Year right here, Black Friday, just recent templates that they've created. And we can grab any one of these. And if you just want to look at them, for example, I don't know, this one, I can go ahead and play it. Let me turn off the sound. So I can go ahead and view what it's for, what it does. And if it's something that I might use, I can go ahead and use edit. If it's not what I like, I'll go ahead and preview another one. There we go. And I'm going to be viewing this one. And if it's something I like, it's like, hey, you know what? That looks nice. That might be something that I need for my own video. And I can just go ahead and click on edit and I can start. And if you need to look for categories, we could just go go ahead and click on one of these or search around. So in this case, I'll use that one. I liked it. So let me go ahead and edit this one. And this is going to open up our Wideo editor. And one of the things I really like about Wideo is that you can edit based on timeline and we can add keyframes to it. So let's wait for that to load. There we go. This opened up our editor. And like I mentioned before, one of the key things that I like about Wideo is the keyframes, okay? If I click on any of these elements, we're gonna get a time frame on the bottom and we're gonna get these little keyframes. This helps us animate what's going on there. Now, before I jump into that, I wanna show you how Wideo works, like what are the settings and all of that. First off, we're gonna be able to view the edit mode and the create mode, right? And next we have the settings for the video size. In this case, right now it's set to horizontal 16:9, which is your most used size. For example, a television is 16:9, YouTube videos 16:9, Facebook is also 16:9, but you can also use square if you like, or you can use vertical for stories. And for ads, these are recommended. In this case, we'll keep it 16:9. We have the grid if we need to fine tune where we're going to position things, the name for it if we want to change it, the undo, redo, the last time this was particularly saved. We share to export and add share with. If you want to share with someone, remember on our main dashboard, we have a shared with us. Well, that's where we would see these. Okay. Now, anytime I click on any of these elements, we're going to get properties on the right or settings. So for example, I click on text. So we have settings for text. We could change the font size, the family font, the color, the animation, the effects, the in effect, out effect, the keyframe properties, the remove keyframes, position, scale, and a lot of adjustments. So for example, we have more adjustment here for opacity, the interactivity for linked, And if I click on another element like this one, well, we get the settings for that particular element. Plus on the keyframe, the timeline down here, it changes also, okay? Before we jump into timeline, let me show you on the left. We have the insert images. So for example, we have a library right here. You can see icons, flat, shapes, modern, business. My favorite ones are the animated ones because they're already moving and it gives a better feeling to your video, okay? So there's several animated right here, animated characters, women, guys, just moving around, okay? There's a stock images that we can use. Again, these are searchable if we like, or choose from the ones that are available right here. And my images, which are the images that I have uploaded previously, or I upload new ones. That helps me out with adding all my logos for all my brands, and I can just view them right there, okay? Next, we have our insert videos. Again, we have stock videos, my videos if we upload, saved videos for favorites, and shared with me, okay? And again, insert a background, same deal. We have the library, backgrounds, and colors. So if you want to add some gradients, something that looks flashy, you can do it with insert backgrounds. Insert sound, insert text, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. The pan if we want to move it with the hand, and settings for this one, presentation mode or video mode, which is the same one for here. And the best part of all, the timeline down here. So the timeline is based on elements. So each one of these elements will update the timeline. It'll show me for that one. I can go ahead and click on these, or I can go ahead and click on the image right here, or the element. In this case, I'll insert a stock image for that, and I'll say technology, this right there. Oh, that replaced that one. Let's go back. No, cancel. We don't want that image. So we'll keep that one. We don't want to replace it. Okay, but if I click on it, we have the timeline on the bottom for that particular element. Now we're going to be playing right here. So let me click play and pay attention to the timeline so you see how it's appearing, okay? So I'm going to click space, jumps in, zoom out, okay? So we saw a little animation where it zoomed in and out, okay? That animation was based on this keyframe. See how I'm doing it? You can see that there. Now, for example, if you think that was too quick, we can move these keyframes, separate them just to see how it's going to work. So let's go ahead and click play. See how it's slower? Now, what if I want to add or remove a keyframe? So let's choose this one right here and let's go ahead and play it. See how that's stretched? For example, there's starts like that and then it stretches. Now, what if we want to do more with that keyframe? You can see that keyframe right here, how it ends. Well, we can make it faster by shortening the time. So let's click play right here. And that was faster and now it stopped. Now, what happens if we want to move that keyframe somewhere else or if we want to expand it? All right, so let's go ahead and right click. Let's add a keyframe and I am going to move it now from this keyframe. Let's see, let's do something with it. There you go. Okay, let's make it thicker and move it there. Okay, so let's click play again. It's thin and then it thickens and shortens. If we want to do something else with it, so we don't want it to shorten, we'll stretch it there and we'll move it around, right around there. Let's go ahead and click play again. See how we can animate and how fine detail you can get with this. So again, let me go back here. Let's edit this and let's move it to the right. Okay, so in between these 2 points, it's going to move to the right and it's also going to expand. So let me click play. See how easy that was by using the keyframes. Now, that's one of the main things that I like about Wideo is that you can use keyframes to customize the movements. And we can twist that thing, we can make it spin, we can do a lot of things with the keyframes, okay? Now, what happens if we want to do other things? So for example, the font, again, we also have keyframes for it, and we're also viewing the other one that we made, okay? But if I click on the font, we have the update for the timeline for that particular element. Now, let me go back into this. On the right, we are editing the first part of this video. Next one is the transition to this section. If I click on it, we can start editing this one. Now there's a transition in between and it gives us options of how we want to make that transition move. In this case, it's slide to left. So it's gonna slide to right, slide down, And we have all these options available or none, which is a hard cut, and it's going to start the next one. So it provides us those options in between each one of these videos, okay? And like I mentioned, if I click on these, it's going to let us update and change that one. Let's go back into number 2. If I want to replace the video for this one, I can do so by choosing one from the image library if we like, but we can go ahead and keep it if we want, but we can change it. So for example, let's go into stock. Let's go into phone. All right, and these aren't PNGs, so that won't really work for us. Let's choose another one. So let's go into library, animations. Any phones here? No phones, but let's add one of these elements, okay? Okay, there we go, it's replaced. Let's confirm. And now we have one of these moving elements. There we go, let's center it a bit. Let's click play. Let's go back. There we go. And we have the keyframes if we want to do something else with this particular element. So for example, this lady right here, if we want to, I don't know, it's a fade out, we can make a bounce to remove, fade out. We can move her away. Okay, let me see. Let's add a keyframe here. What are we gonna do with her? We can make it shrink before it zooms out. So it's going to start shrinking from here to here, which is too much. So I'm going to remove this keyframe. Let's remove it. I'll add it one keyframe here so it doesn't move, and another one here. Add a keyframe. And on this last keyframe, we're going to make it shrink. Okay. So that means it's going to use the same video here, and it's going to start shrinking over here in the end. So that's what we're doing. Let me show you. Normal, and it should start shrinking now. Okay, it's just kind of to get you the idea of what you can do with Wideo with the animations. You can do so many things with keyframe. Other things that we can do is, for example, we can duplicate these scenes. So for example, if you don't want to use one of these, for example, we can delete these and we can add another one, duplicate one of the other ones. If we want to work with those, we can change the scene length for this particular one. Let's choose this one. That is 4 seconds. We can make it longer if we like. Again, let's make sure that all the keyframes are working correctly, because you might zoom out or do something before you stretch the scene. So it's important that you know that, okay? And if you like how it looks, if you're okay, let me turn this back to 4 seconds. If you like it, then we can go ahead and export it. So once we click on export, we have these options. We can export to MP4, and we can export on GIF if it's 15 seconds or less. We can also upload to YouTube, Facebook, or HubSpot file. And we can also embed this. Now, if you want to embed this on your website, you can just go ahead and grab this code and embed it, okay? You can make it autoplay the video, and you can make it loop. So it just starts looping over and over. We can also share the URL if you just want to grab that link and share it to the public, and they can just see the public view of that video without having to log into Wideo or creating any account. So it's pretty useful to use in that case. Remember, we can also share this with someone else at Wideo. There's help. There's our settings over here for my Wideo templates, and if you want to upgrade text-to-speech and color palette generator for your brands. So you have all those options available. Now, like I mentioned before, one of the key things that I like, let me go back here, is the amount of templates that they have that are really good. One of the ones I really recommend that I liked, it was, let me try to find it, this one. If you need to create a product, a step video, this is a really good one to get started. Let me show you really quickly. So this one, what it does, here's the scenes. There's a greeting of what you want to accomplish. Then we go with step 1, well, 1 and 2. Obviously, let me go a little bit better. Here we go. 1 and 2. There's 3, 4, and documents you might need. Oh, I zoomed in. Sorry, my bad. There we go. Let me zoom out. There we go. And a lot of video transitions that helps us creating step guides. Now, like I mentioned before, if you need to create more scenes from these, like more steps, well, we can duplicate one of these and create step 5 and 6, for example, and stretch the line. so it moves with the keyframes, so it jumps to the next one. So a lot of great templates available on Wideo if you guys want to grab that. Well, that is the Wideo deal. Like I mentioned before, there's a 50% off on the annual plans, and that code will be in the description in case you guys want to grab that deal. I thank you all for watching. My name is George, and this is SaaS Master. I'll see you guys later.